And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. And so in the game for Colorado Springs, LaMelo Ball is out there with James. Then there's Zion Williamson. Then there's Mitchell. And it's Edwards in at the 2.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
Mitchell, the pass to James. Back to Mitchell. The 3. It's rebounded by Risacher. Atlanta trails by 10. Here's Daniels. Pass to Bufkin. Nance for 3. And the three-pointer goes.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And the basket by Edwards.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact, but staying committed to his finish.
We played just over a minute here in the fourth. And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Colorado Springs making a switch here. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. And Coach challenged the team, asking them to bring the fight inside, telling them to play with pride, telling the team, you're getting bullied near the hoop. Let's see if it works, guys.
And Allie, thanks. Pass to Risacher. Here's Daniels, guarded by Edwards. Here's Daniels. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Risacher. The 3. Donovan Mitchell with a board. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Now Edwards. And here's Tucker. Pass to Wilkins. Here's Edwards. Edwards muscles it inside. Wow.
Well, I love when guys like Edwards work inside. Don't settle for jumpers. Get a solid look close to the rim.
Atlanta trails by 11. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Now here's Nance. Here's Bufkin. 6 on the shot clock. Over Mitchell. And Atlanta misses again. Colorado Springs leading by 11. George passes to Wilkins. Another shot. Edwards for 3. Edwards on target.
Well, look, Edwards plays with a lot of confidence, which makes him deadly off the catch.
Timeout.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. And there's the lob. Oh, it's stolen by Tucker. George outside for 3. And another 3 for Colorado Springs. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for Colorado Springs.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
Yeah, another thing they did well, running the floor. They've kept the pace high and pulled away with their transition offense.
Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Young to stop the drought. And Atlanta misses again.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
And you got to give Paul George credit for his mental toughness. There's always lots of chatter out there, but he tunes it out and just focuses on his game.
Johnson finds Young. Back to Johnson. Capella with it. Oh, it's stolen by Tucker. Up top, Lowry. Rebound, Trae Young. Atlanta trails by 19. A minute 4 left in the fourth quarter. Colorado Springs with a rebound. And here's Lowry. Can't get it to fall. Young against Tucker. With the step back to the paint. Stolen by Ball. Now here's Lowry. 26 seconds left in the fourth. Basket's good. Unfortunately for them, they're reeling at this point.
So true. Very little going their way right now at either end of the floor.
Lowry against Young. Pass to Hunter. From deep. Back to Young. Outside Hunter. So Colorado Springs wins it. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Now, shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And we present the player of the game, Kyle Lowry.
See who we got. From the West, 92 overall, or 92 free throw. What? This dude's probably trash. Danny Green, a 96 Danny Green. Okay. think I could cook the Trailblazers.
Thanks for tuning in this Wednesday. 2K Sports presents the NBA. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. So with Irving on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Lowry out there with Green. Then it's Rodman. Then it's James. And it's Gobert in at the 5 spot. And for Portland, they've got Jeremy Grant sharp out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's Rob Williams. And it's Ayton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Here we go.
And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. And Ayton throws it down.
Yeah, Ayton out there playing poker with the flush.
And when you're a knockdown shooter like you were, with the kind of athleticism that Anthony Simons possesses, Brent, you're in rarefied air.
Yeah, no doubt Anthony, one of those guys really tough to stop. You got to pick your poison with him. That quickness and his ability to get to the rim, though, that can impact what they do offensively.
Here's Simons after a made shot from Kyle Lowry. Here's Sharp, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And as Rodman picks one up. We know, Brent, there are many roads that lead to the modern NBA, and Shaedon Sharp took his own unique path.
Yeah, Kevin, you could say that again. I mean, he was on the Kentucky campus as a player, but never participated in a collegiate game, and then all of a sudden finding himself at the top end of the NBA draft without ever playing a college game.
And he makes the first.
Sharp still trying to find some comfort and familiarity at the free throw line. Sometimes it takes some young guys longer.
And it's Colorado Springs ball. Right side Lowry shoots over Simons. The shot by Lowry, no good. And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Clock at 6. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Lets it go from 14. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Most of Simon's shots are inside or outside. I don't know where the other side they could come from, but he can hit from anywhere.
Here's Lowry. The rebound by Grant. It's been a quick start for Portland. 4-point game. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. James finds Rodman. Back to LeBron. And Green slams it in.
Look, it's a broken record game plan on Green to take away the outside shot. So what does he do? Wiggles inside and throws it down.
Here's Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Lowry kicks to Green. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Outside Williams. Pass to Simons. It's Sharp, top of the key. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Over Green. And it's Sharp missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And how about Kyle just taking that shot right into the defender and knowing there's a good chance there's going to be some contact.
It's his first trip to the line. Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. Henderson's checked in for Sharp. Colorado Springs also with a sub. Edwards is checked in.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Outside Williams. Pass to Simons. Ayton a screen on Edwards. Simons, the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Simons has a great change of pace when he comes off of those screens. So it might not look like he's going fast, but he might take an extra step. The guys just can't keep up with that.
Here's Lowry. Banked in off the glass. Lowry's got 6.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Henderson. Pass to Simons. Over Edwards. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. So it's Colorado Springs now. And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
A nice shot by Simons.
Well, this is one of Simons' strengths, just an outstanding shooter from behind the arc.
The drive by Lowry. Green, and Green is right there. He's got 6.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. Now, here's Simons. 5 points in the game. Ayton the screen. Simons kicks to Williams. Henderson, no one around him. Misses the 3. And it's Colorado Springs ball. They trail by 1. Lowry plays it up and banks it in.
Lowry showcasing his ability to do damage on the inside.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Grant outside. Here's Henderson. Goes back up. And the layup's good off the glass.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
The drive by James.
And textbook. I mean, that move to the lane, you got to tip your hat on that.
Well said, Greg. And Clark with some major elevation on the slam. Kyle Lowry firing on all cylinders for Colorado Springs. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Colorado Springs. Guys?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
So with Lowry on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. They've got P.J. Tucker. Irving is out there with Donovan Mitchell. Then there's Edwards. And it's James in at the 4-man position. Here's Henderson. Following the score by Colorado Springs. Takes a shot at the elbow, and they pick up 2. So it's Colorado Springs now. And here's Irving. Pass to Tucker. Now, here is Irving. 6 on the shot clock. And there's Edwards on the assist by Irving. Edwards got the lead back up to 3 now for Colorado Springs. James against Sharp. Walker with the screen for Henderson. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Colorado Springs. Now Irving, still without a basket. LeBron a screen on Sharp. Back to LeBron. LeBron playing like a big man inside.
And you are at the mercy of LeBron James. Once he gets that kind of positioning, nice finish.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Delano Banton's checked in for Portland. Avdia. Pass to Henderson. Out of bounds. It'll be Colorado Springs ball. Andre Ayton's checked in for the Trailblazers. Robert Williams comes in for Avdia. Here's Doncic. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Colorado Springs?
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
Well, in the early goings, the mid-range shot has also been working well for them. They've been racking up some points off of those jumpers, and those are probably being invited.
Banton, again the miss by the Trailblazers. Colorado Springs leading by 7. Doncic converts inside.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Greg, one of the best assets of Zion Williamson is his versatility.
And the combination of power and skill, it's obviously unique. And what I love about him is he's making better and better decisions. He's become as reliable as he is explosive.
Now, here's Ball. Scoreless thus far. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Portland trails by 9. Pass to Williams. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. 6 to shoot. Shot to stop the run, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Doncic. No good that time. And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for Portland. Pass to Ayton. Here's Banton. Shoots a 3. Rodman grabs the rebound. Doncic against Henderson. And Colorado Springs missing again. Doncic has gone 1 of 3 on the night. Williams passes to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
Yeah, we see this all too often. The team gets a huge lead, and then their guard gets let down.
Yep, it counts. Ball's got his first points in this one.
LaMelo using that body control there, making a play off contact.
There's 49 seconds left in the first half. Henderson looking it over. Ayton sets the pick for Henderson. Right side, Williams. Pass to Henderson. Pulls up on the wing. Here's Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
It's one thing to get to your spots. It's another thing to shoot with that kind of rhythm. DeAndre Ayton in one right now.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Ball no good. Portland trails by 5. It's Henderson on the wing. Guarded by Doncic. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Six seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Simons. Can't nail the jumper. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Colorado Springs ahead, up 5. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Chill out.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. DeAndre Ayton has been sensational.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Colorado Springs leading by 5. Sharp out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Rob Williams. And it's Grant in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And the basket by Lowry.
You got to give it up for Lowry's toughness. He's got that scorer's mentality. Some contact won't stop him from converting.
And here are the Blazers. Ayton up top. Back to Grant. And the dunk by Grant.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope. His only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. And the NBA is truly an international league. I mean, look no further than DeAndre Ayton, hailing from the Bahamas.
Well, you love that him and Buddy Hield carrying the torch for their home country. Ayton is actually the second first overall pick from the Bahamas, the first one being the great Michael Thompson.
Portland trails by 5. Simons, the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Now, here is Lowry. 10 points for him. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Lowry against Simon. Shot clock at 6. Grant for 3. It's rebounded by Kyle Lowry. Colorado Springs leading by 3. Here's James. James crowbars it in.
And the defense making it too easy for LeBron James. Can't let him get that close.
Simons against Edwards. Ayton a screen on Edwards. That's a 2 from Simons. Rebounded by Colorado Springs. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight. Green kicks to Gobert. Back to Green. At the elbow, it's Gobert. Lowry against Sharp. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
There's a quality about the way Kyle Lowry steps onto the floor and plays with intensity that I think competitors and even opponents really appreciate. He just gives the game everything that he possibly has, and it elevates his play.
Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Edwards. Now, here's Sharp. Pass to Simons. This one for 3. And with that shot, the Colorado Springs lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Sharp.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
Williams against Lowry. And it goes for the 5th time in 10 shots for him this game.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. So for the Trailblazers, Avdia comes in for DeAndre Ayton. And Henderson subbed in for Anfernee Simons. And Colorado Springs will go for a different look here. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Paul George comes in for James. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Green. And Doncic is subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
And Grant with a nice heads-up play, willing to make the next pass.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Colorado Springs. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Doncic showing his strength.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Sharp. Williams a screen on Doncic. Henderson inside the three-point line. Rebounded by Colorado Springs. Rodman's got 4 rebounds in this game. George finds Rodman. On the wing, Doncic. Outside, George. Shot clock at 5. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Buries it from three-point range. Now it's a 7-point Colorado Springs lead.
And Mitchell is a confident scorer, including from downtown.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Henderson outside. Grant against Mitchell. Grant dishes to Henderson. Now here's Sharp, defended by George. Lets it go from deep. And it's Sharp missing. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Doncic. Another shot. Impressive work inside from Doncic.
Creating space, Doncic will move defenders around.
Portland trails by 9. Henderson with it. Pass to Sharp. And here's Avdija. Here's Grant. And nothing is falling for him right now. And it's Colorado Springs in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. So with Lowry on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Dennis Rodman is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Anthony Edwards. Then it's Donovan Mitchell, and it's Green in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Mitchell. On the wing, Green. Pass to Tucker. Got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. Colorado Springs will keep it.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Rodman's shot is off. Portland trails by 9. Henderson left side. And Henderson throws it down hard.
And Henderson doesn't need any extra motivation to head straight for the rim.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
All the way to the bucket. No resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
I mean, the communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
Here's Benton. Green with the block.
If you're going to make that offensive move, it's important to know where Danny Green is. One of the better shot-blocking guards you're going to find.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And then for Colorado Springs, Williamson is checked in for P.J. Tucker. LeBron comes in for Edwards. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Mitchell. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Chauncey Billups coaching up his team during that break. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
You gotta like how Lowry puts his head down and just charges in on the drive.
Pass to Sharp, and it's Grant in the corner. Sharp against LeBron. Ayton, the pass to Simons. Back to Ayton. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
That's with the foul there. Ayton's powerful on the inside. At 7-2, he'll go through you.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And it's Lowry penetrating. And Lowry throws it down.
Lowry filling it up at will and doing it all right now.
Simons surveying the D. Grant finds Sharp. Fires from 14. And it's Simons missing.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
Here's Lowry. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Portland trails by 10. Sharp, the pass to Simons. The kick out to Williams. Back to Simons for three. And the rejection by Lowry. They recover it. Pass to Simons. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. James, that's a two-pointer. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
And such a physical player inside. LeBron doesn't fear contact on the way up.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Colorado Springs.
They're doing damage from the mid-range. Not sure if that was the game plan or if they're just taking what the defense gives them. But thus far, it's paying off.
Well, they've also put an emphasis on driving inside in this game. The defense hasn't been able to stop them from finding those gaps.
Colorado Springs leading by 11. Doncic outside. Williamson left side. And the dunk by Williamson.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the score by Colorado Springs.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Doncic against Simons. And the rebound paying off as they pick up two on the second chance bucket right there.
Look, they've earned this victory tonight. Tough to dominate the way they did.
Now, these nights last a long time when you just go out there and you outwork your opponent. You know that that's going to pay dividends. Tonight it's going to come in a win.
Here's Simons. Portland again missing. And it's Colorado Springs ball. They're on a 13-5 run here. Here's Doncic. An easy 2 points on the layup. And Colorado Springs leads by 17.
And inside, Luka knows the bucket is there, so he is willing to fight for it.
And so Colorado Springs takes the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Kyle Lowry.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got live NBA basketball headed your way on this fine Wednesday afternoon. Brian Anderson here with you, alongside Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And the fourth member of our crew, Allie LaForce, reporting from the sidelines. The starters for Utah, Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Clarkson the 2, and Markkanen is the 3. And it's Sexton in at the 1. And for Colorado Springs, Paul George out there with Nikola Jokic. Then there's LeBron James. Then it's Green. And it's Lowry in at the point guard position.
Here we go.
And the tip belongs to the Jazz. The ball's knocked loose. Markkanen for 3. Buries it from 3.
And I want to see Markkanen continue to shoot from deep because he's a quality sniper with impressive range.
Well, Coach Lowry Markkanen, it's been an interesting study to watch his game continue to improve every year.
Yeah, it certainly has, Brian. You know, he was a complimentary player for quite a while, and then finally has developed into a primary offensive threat, and he has thrived.
Now here's Sexton. Clarkson outside. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss. And it's Jokic with the ball for Colorado Springs. Here's James. The shot is good on the assist by Jokic.
Once James gets the ball in close, it's game over. Put up those 2 points.
Here's Sexton. And just over a minute played here to start the game. Offensive rebound. Collins right side. Clarkson against Green. And that one's good. Clarkson. Colorado Springs with the ball. Lowry outside. Utah grabs the miss. On the wing, Sexton. Over Green. And he starts out with a miss in this one. Here's James. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Here's Clarkson. Pass to Collins. Sexton passes to Collins. Three-pointer off the mark. Sexton against Lowry. Here's Jokic. And the dunk by Jokic.
And dunking it with authority inside. This is why Jokic guys look to feed him down there.
Collins with a screen on Green. Clarkson against Green. And it's Clarkson missing. Colorado Springs leading by 4. Here's James. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
Sometimes it's impossible trying to contain LeBron. Have to settle for fouling him and hope that he misses.
Colorado Springs making a switch here. Edwards is checked in. George, he's checked in for Utah. Utah trails by 5. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
And a new group getting ready for Colorado Springs. Tucker's checked in for Jokic. Weatherspoon comes in for Paul George. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for James. And Doncic has subbed in for Lowry. Now here's Markkanen. George feels it out a bit. Kessler a screen on Doncic. And he's going for the lob. And finished off by Kessler.
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
A minute 58 left in the first quarter of the game. And the basket is good.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
There's a minute 47 left to play in the first. George with it. Pass to Markkanen. And he drives in, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul of the game. A different look here for Utah. Hendricks is checked in for Kessler. Williams comes in for Markkanen. And Sensabaugh subbed in for Sexton. Now here's George. Pass to Hendricks. Clock at 6. Lets it go from the wing. He hits the back iron and sinks it.
Well, look, if he misses that shot, coach might think of benching him. He's pretty fortunate he got that one to go.
Here's Doncic. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Oh, my. Tight defense, but Doncic just muscles it in.
Utah trails by 5. And here's George. He's scoreless. Collins outside. Doncic against George. 5 on the clock. Shot from the wing. Colorado Springs with a rebound. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Williams grabs the board. On offense, here's Utah. Trailing by 5. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. Pass to Collins. Here's Sensabaugh. Guarded by Edwards. Beyond the arc. That one is off. And so the first quarter is in the books. Colorado Springs ahead, leading by 5. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on Colorado Springs so far?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
So the Utah 5 right now. Keontae George out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Drew Eubanks, and it's Hendricks in at the 4. Utah trails by 5. Here's Clarkson. Oh, it's blocked by Green. Here's Tucker. And slam dunk by Tucker.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Down low. And he jams it home with authority.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it. And they need more of it.
Yeah, so crafty at drawing fouls. Kyrie really enjoys going at the defense and daring them to get aggressive.
It's his first trip to the line. LeBron, he's checked in for Weatherspoon. He's perfect from the line this time. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. 7-point differential. Pass to Eubanks. To the inside. Sensabaugh. Off target at the rim. And so it's Colorado Springs with it. 7-point game. Biggest lead so far. The shot by James. No good. George with it. Picked up by Tucker. It's going to be on LeBron James. That's his first foul of the game. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. So for Colorado Springs, Jokic is checked in for Tucker. George comes in for Edwards. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Irving. Williams is checked in for Utah. Second quarter, a little over a minute and a half in. George for three. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic. Colorado Springs leading by 7. And while Nikola Jokic has lots of years left in this league, he's already an all-time great, Grant.
You know, B.A., not many guys have won multiple MVPs and a title. But Jokic has already accomplished so much. And with his size and skill set, Jokic can be elite for a long time and add to that impressive resume. Yeah, every coach wants assisted buckets. Guys like George, they move the ball.
Here's Lowry. Drives to the hoop. And it's Lowry with the jam.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boys.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
And it's Utah with the ball. After the basket by Colorado Springs on the other end. Here's Sensabaugh. Green with the defensive effort. Sensabaugh's gotten just one of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. To the middle. Here's Jokic. The putback. It's good on the putback. And now a 9-point Colorado Springs lead.
Impeccable timing from Jokic, getting the positioning he wants and slamming the miss back in.
George against Lowry. George passes to Eubanks. Over Jokic. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Utah shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And he drops the first. Edwards, he's checked in for Colorado Springs. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Green. And a new group getting ready for Utah. Markkanen's checked in for Hendricks. Collins comes in for Williams. Clarkson's checked in for Sensabaugh. And Sexton subbed in for George.
Lowry doesn't have much fear when it comes to drawing contact. All he's worried about is putting up points on the board.
Colorado Springs shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Utah making a switch here. Kessler's checked in. And that's good as he hits both shots.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Sexton passes to Clarkson. From outside the arc. And it's Sexton with the 3. Sexton's got his first 3 points of the game.
You have to admire Sexton's confidence. Fantastic initiative and understanding when to shoot off the catch.
Lowry, good. .119 left in the first half. Clarkson outside. Lowry against Sexton. Up and over Lowry. Sexton misses. Colorado Springs leading by 8. Here's Mitchell. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. On offense, here's Utah. Collins outside. Let's go with a 3. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
They're one of the bright young stars in this league. Collins is aggressive, and he makes plays.
So for Colorado Springs, Paul George comes in for Anthony Edwards, and Green is subbed in for Mitchell. And he nails the 3rd. There's 47 seconds left in the first half. Green with the ball. Picked up by Sexton. Kicks it to George. Now Jokic. 6 to shoot. And George with the basket on the assist by Jokic.
Yeah, muscling his way for the bucket. George doing what he does best.
.29 seconds left in the first half of this one. Outside Sexton. Pass to Collins. Clarkson outside. Fires from the wing. The shot, no good.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option.
And so it's Colorado Springs. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. They've had incredible success defensively, taking away good looks and pressuring shooters. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Kyle Lowry, he's been playing really well.
You know, I'm not really sure what defenders can do to slow him down. He's just too skilled.
Well, he's a problem, no doubt about it. One that opposing teams have to grapple with every time he takes the floor.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for Colorado Springs. They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9. We've got Paul George. Green out there with Kyle Lowry. Then there's LeBron James. And it's Jokic in at the center position. And that's the group for Steve Kerr as we begin the second half. Lowry's gone 3 for 4 from the floor tonight. Sexton passes to Kessler. Back to Sexton. And here's Kessler. Pass to Markkanen. Now Clarkson. Tipped away. Ooh, hard finish from LeBron.
You're still dunking with ease. James is a physical specimen.
Utah trails by 13. Clarkson outside. Back to Sexton. Pass to Markkanen. Kicks it out to Collins. Now here's Kessler. 6 on the shot clock. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by James. Fires the 3. The putback. Controls the rebound and the putback.
So listen, I mean, whether you put a body on Jokic or you don't, he will sneak in there for a second chance opportunity.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And coach, such a unique player, multiple-time MVP Nikola Jokic. How do you defend this guy?
Well, Brian, if I knew that, everybody in the league would be trying to hire me because no one has found an answer for Nikola Jokic. He can just beat you in so many ways. If you're going to double team him, he's going to create wide open shots and even layups for his teammates. If you're going to leave him single covered, he's going to score. There's nothing this guy can't do on a basketball court.
Knocks down the triple.
And sometimes Collins makes this look so effortless, as if the 3-shot is just that easy.
Pass to Gobert. Outside, Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Collins inside. George defending. Tries it from the block. Here's Kessler. Clarkson passes to Markkanen. From outside, off the mark. Colorado Springs leading by 14. To the paint. Here's George. Excellent D there from Collins. On offense, here's Utah. Markkanen looking it over. Inside. And Collins with the slam.
I mean, defending this team, you have to track Collins in the pick and roll. He'll hurt you if you lose him.
Collins has gotten 2 of his 3 shots to go tonight. Here's George. It's good. George has got his 2nd basket of the game.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Clarkson for 3. Colorado Springs with a rebound.
Hey, sometimes you miss even under the best of circumstances.
Here's Green. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Green's got 7 points.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
3rd quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Collins outside. Kessler finds Collins. And here's Markkanen. The 3 ball. Paul George pulls down the board. On the wing, Green. Checked by Sexton. And it's Green missing. Utah trails by 16. Markkanen outside. Up top, Collins. Over George. Utah with another miss. Colorado Springs with the ball. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. The shot by Weatherspoon, no good. And it's Utah with the ball. Now here's Clarkson. Collins with a screen on Green. Collins outside. 4-3. Colorado Springs with a rebound. Green's got 5 rebounds tonight. Outside Irving. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Good on the bucket.
Yeah, when we talk about guards, Kyrie is one of the best at scoring inside.
Get outside, get outside.
Clarkson outside. Over Green. And that one's good. Clarkson. 5 ticks left in the 3rd quarter. Irving for 3. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Colorado Springs ahead, up by 16. And 4th quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. So, the Utah 5 right now. They've got Williams, Keontae George out there with Drew Eubanks. And it's Hendricks in at the power forward. George for 3. Pure from 3-point range. George has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Colorado Springs leading by 13. Here's Mitchell with the drive. And Mitchell with the slam.
Putting his athleticism to great use. When Mitchell takes the initiative, he's hard to stop.
Pass to Eubanks. Here's Sensabaugh. Checked by Mitchell. They set the screen. Here's George. Colorado Springs with a rebound. Jokic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. George against Doncic. Doncic up strong. That one goes. Count it.
The strength and power of Doncic shows up every game. Very physical for his position.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Weatherspoon's checked in for Colorado Springs. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Pass to Hendricks. Here's Sensabaugh. And Weatherspoon pulls it down. Colorado Springs leading by 17. Here's James. He takes it in. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Knifing to the rim with such power. Watching LeBron on the attack is so much fun.
Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. That free throw good from James. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. George outside. Pass to Markkanen to stop the run. Colorado Springs with a rebound. Mitchell with the ball. Drops in the layup for two. Mitchell's got 4 points in the quarter.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. George against Mitchell. George, right side. Over to the left wing. Clock at 4. Markkanen from long range. Mitchell grabs a miss. Colorado Springs leading by 22. Going inside. Pass to Weatherspoon. And here's James. Count that bucket.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Jazz. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
The 16th pick in last year's draft, Keontae George was thrown right into the fire his rookie season, Stan.
Yeah, down the stretch, he was basically handed the keys to the offense at the point guard position. He may take some lumps, but his talent level is evident.
Tucker's checked in for Colorado Springs. Luka Doncic comes in for LeBron. Doncic against George. Markkanen up top. Pass to Collins. Markkanen up top. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
You know what to do. You talked about adjustment.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Sexton against Mitchell. Pass to Weatherspoon. Back to Mitchell. Utah grabs the miss. Outside Sexton. Markkanen outside. Off the mark there with a three. Colorado Springs with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Weatherspoon. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. They'll pin that one on John Collins.
No debate there. He got hammered.
Colorado Springs making a switch here. Ball's checked in. Kessler, he's checked in for Utah. Here's Clarkson. There's the drive. He gets it in there.
Yeah, moving the ball with a purpose. Lauri Markkanen. Nice pass.
Boy, this could snowball if they continue to put up points.
I can't say enough about their performance.
Here's Mitchell. And Mitchell with the slam.
It's like he's doing pull-ups on the rim.
Looked like a schoolyard playground right there. Sexton passes to Markkanen. Back to Sexton. This one for three. That shot missing. And so it's Colorado Springs with it. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. The shot by Weatherspoon, no good. Mitchell against Sexton. Kessler down low. Outside for Sexton. Pass to Markkanen. Collins outside. So Colorado Springs wins it, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
And that about wraps it up. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying...
The NBA on 2K Sports welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. So with Irving on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. James is out there with George. Then it's Green. Then there's Lowry. And it's Jokic in at center. They've got Wilkins. Shane Battier is out there with Van Horn. And it's Jones in at the 5 spot.
Here we go.
Here's McClung. Pass to Wilkins. Battier with it. Here's Van Horn. Here's the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Outside Lowry. On the wing, Green. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry.
Well, Danny Green, absolutely fearless. You can make a 3, I can do the same.
McClung, the pass to Jones. Outside Wilkins. Pass to Van Horn. Hits the jumper in space. Van Horn's got 5 now.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Battier against James. Here's Van Horn. He has 5. 6 on the shot clock. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Green. And it's Colorado Springs ball. George passes to Jokic. Oh, throw it down, Nikola Jokic.
Oh, Jokic with attitude there. Love it.
To the paint. Here's Jones. Rebounded by Colorado Springs. There's 21 seconds left here in the first half. Here's Lowry. It's tipped. Here's Wilkins. A beautiful reverse layup. Wilkins has got his first basket.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. They lead by 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And so Doncic will bring it up for Colorado Springs. A 2-point game. We've got Van Horn. Also Shane Battier out there. And it's Jones in at the 5, roaming the paint. Doncic kicks to Murray. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. A chance at a 2 for 1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
It's Wilkins on the wing. Pass to Van Horn. And he makes good on the layup. Van Horn's got 7 points.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Now, here's Doncic. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
The understated part of Luka Doncic's game is strength. He is going to draw contact and usually make it.
All free throws good from Doncic.
You get the sense this guy relishes getting to the free throw line in these tough moments. You talk about clutch, this guy is it.
Here's McClung. It's stolen by Edwards. Here's Doncic. Yes! A huge shot to tie it up.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
.54 seconds left in the second half of basketball. Pass to Van Horn. Outside Wilkins. A three ball. Rebounded by Colorado Springs. Doncic dishes to Tucker. Here's McClung. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And it's a completely new group out there for Colorado Springs. Pass to Jokic. Back to Lowry. Wilkins, the pass to McClung. To the middle. Ooh, offline. Lowry from outside. Oh, it's off the mark. And we're going to overtime. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime.
Here we go.
Setting the floor for Colorado Springs. George is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Lowry. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Green in at the shooting guard position. Here's Jones. Pass to McClung. Wilkins the screen. McClung no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
George passes to Green. Back to George. Now here's Lowry. Just 5 to shoot. To take the lead. Misses the tray. And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. And Colorado Springs making a change here. Here's McClung. Battier with a screen on Lowry. For 3, Wilkins. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. Can't stop now. We're ready for another extra period. What a game of basketball this has been.
Here we go.
Here's McClung. Over to the left wing. Here's Van Horn. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tipping.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there.
Boy, Kyle Lowry gets to his dribble drive game. So rare to see him flush it. Go ahead, Kyle.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Wilkins in the post. He's against Green. Here's McClung. Kept alive. Out to Battier. Second chance shot. Jones's shot is off. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Colorado Springs. On the wing, James. He's guarded by Battier. The drive by LeBron.
Yeah, there's not a person in this building who didn't know the ball was going to LeBron, and still he delivers.
Free throw, no good for LeBron.
It looks like he was a little tight on the line that time. Could have and should have closed it out.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Thoughts on what Coach wants to do here?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
Here's McClung. For three, Wilkins. Oh, he got it to go!
Wow, how about that?
Down it goes.